All right. Hello, everyone. So, wanted to do a video here. The classic. It's an oldie but a goodie. We're gonna do 10 things I wish I knew when I started the game. Okay. Here we go. First thing is me and my friend when we were playing, we found these like spirits that were running around dropping some planar mana, and it was like the first time we'd ever seen such mana. So every time we'd like freak out, we'd be like, loot goblin, loot goblin, loot goblin, and we try to kill them and stuff like that. Turns out best just to not stress about it. You're at a certain point, you're gonna just unlock getting planar mana, and all your quests will give you way more than the 25 mana that those things drop. So don't stress about it. I tried to find one. They don't even like seem to spawn anymore for me. I don't know. But yeah, I think they just phased them out or something like that. All right. Next, number two is pick your class based on fun. And what I mean by that is like you're gonna pick your class, and like I picked green, and it was like 30 levels before I could even think about splashing another color, and I'm level like 68 at this point, and I still can't build a deck like a full deck of another color. So pick your class based on what color you sort of attach yourself to. You know what I mean? All right. So the next thing is Tazim, when you first get into the game, uh, is going to be choppy. The first zone is choppy, especially the first couple days. It may have cleared up now. One of the big things is you want to make sure that if it's choppy, you come into here, you set your system to low. You go to I'm playing on window maximize because I'm streaming, but what you want to be doing is playing on full screen. That's going to give you your best like smoothest gameplay. The last thing is you want to do slash shadows with an S space 0. That will turn all of the shadows in the game off. It'll make the game much smoother. It won't process them. And when you want to turn it back on, you just slash shadows space 1, and that will enable the shadows again for you once you kind of get into a smoother place. All right, cool. So the next thing that I want to talk about is loadouts. So I don't know if you guys saw my unboxing video. I hope you did. But if you come into the store and you buy this option, this loadout and deck slot, I actually bought like 3 of these things thinking that maybe I didn't get them or something, and this could be just a me thing, but I couldn't find where they were or how to make other decks or other slots, so maybe just where these are. So if I go to library, there's these buttons right here. There's clone deck, and there's rename deck, and there's delete deck. But there's like a little arrow here, and that's how you get to more decks. And you could also go into your loadout and go to decks here, but like there's no way to create new decks here. It's only just like um, you can see your like deck boxes or whatever. And then your loadouts are here on this triangle, this disclosure triangle kind of thing that we call it. And here are the like the loadouts. So that's where you can find those. I had a hard time finding them. Maybe it's just me, but maybe I could save someone 500 Zen or whatever from buying any more. All right, cool. Next thing is you can't get legendary artifacts until this core, this one over here, the Arcane Workshop, is at level 3. So it's got to be level 3, and then you'll be able to unlock legendary artifacts. So you may be thinking like, oh man, why don't I have any good artifacts? Why don't I have any of this? This is why. So don't panic, it just comes later. A lot of things come later. All right, the next thing is the Dimir class. Okay, I just want to say I wanted to try and make some Dimir content. I spent like 150 bucks on this. I couldn't get it in a pack, and my regret was that I got like the perks and those things. But if you really want to play the class and you open some packs, just sell those things on the consignment broker and just save up your money. It's going to take a while, but eventually you'll get there. And just save up and buy it the other way. Next is, so once you build lands up here, these lands in the etheric core, what these are going to do is they're going to give you a 75% savings on spell ranks that number or below, which is huge. So what you want to avoid is spending a lot of your like spell pages on things that are like above that. So like I wouldn't want to buy any rank 5 of anything because it would cost a significant amount more, and you're totally fine just waiting till these are rank 4 or 5. I mean, you could do it sparingly, but just make sure you're making that choice in an educated way. Um, so next, what we're going to talk about is things may seem weak. So as you're progressing through the game on normal mode, the mobs are going to be weak. You're going to be just plowing through them, one hitting them, all that stuff. But what you want to do is you only want to upgrade to hard once you can one shot those, because you're questing and you want to make sure that you go through that quest like as fast as possible and efficient. And you can kind of start dabbling into hard at level 300, at like potency level 300. This number right up here, this number here, you can kind of start doing that at level like 300, going into hard. But like I said, it needs to be efficient. So you want to make sure when you go up to that level, you're kind of one-shotting everything and moving through it pretty fast at a good clip. And then I just started doing expert at about 600, so that's about where you do an expert. And then master, you're probably gonna want to wait a little bit, but when you're questing, that's what you want to do. So what you're gonna want to do is another thing is your ether. I want to talk about ether for a minute. So while I was questing, what seemed to me is that um, the spell pages were going to be the big stopgap at the end when I was trying to level up my spells to rank 10. As I've leveled up more, it's actually been the ether that's going to start being the stopgap way sooner than the spell pages. So making sure it took me about 4 hours today. Granted, I was leveling Geomancer, so I had to down rank, but it took me about like 4 hours to get my Ether cap today. So you want to make sure you're doing the Ether cap. I know it takes a while, but that's going to be the big thing. The last thing here is you want to make sure that as soon as you get your realm, you rank up all of the Arcane Workshop, the Mana Vault, the Study. You want to make sure all of these get to rank 2 as fast as you can. Because at rank 2, they're going to give you a 3-day cooldown that gives you free things, whether it's spells, mana, equipment, all that stuff. So you want to get those started as fast as possible, and you can do it pretty early. So just go ahead and do that, and then you'll be all set. Cool. So that's my 10 things. If I'm sure I'll think of other stuff. I'll post them in the chat. If you can think of anything that you wish you had known, make sure you put them in the chat. We're all helping each other. I mean, just today, someone asked me a question, and I logged in and helped them out. So if you need anything, just let me know. All right. Bye.